from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
A Henrico school board member apologizes after sharing an offensive Facebook post, and Henrico expands COVID-19 vaccine eligibility to everyone in Phase 1B. We'll have details in today's Henrico News Minute for Monday, March 8th, 2021. It's brought to you today by Henrico County.
And now for the news.
Hours after sharing an offensive post on her personal Facebook page Friday night, a Henrico school board member deleted it and then posted an apology. Three Chop District Representative Mickey Ogburn shared the post, which lamented a recent decision by the estate of Dr. Seuss to cease publication of 6 of his books that it deemed partially racist, and wrote above it, quote, "I love this and Dr. Seuss books," end quote. Now, the original post shared by Ogburn, but written by someone else, included a large picture of the Grinch, a Dr. Seuss character, with his middle finger extended, and a long poem written to mimic the author's style that criticized the idea that any Seuss books were racist, and concluded with the lines, quote, "Your goal is to hate. I do not condone. Go to hell, snowflakes. Leave Dr. Seuss alone," end quote. Ogburn deleted the post after several people expressed displeasure with it. She later posted an apology in which she disavowed its message and said she hadn't seen all of the original post before sharing it, writing, quote, "No matter your age, you can learn from a mistake and own up to it, no matter how unintentional or inadvertent that mistake may be. To anyone who was offended by the post I shared earlier, I sincerely apologize. I didn't see the whole post or attached picture before sharing. Lesson learned to read it all and think about things through the eyes of others before posting. As soon as I saw the whole post, it was immediately deleted," end quote. A citizen has reached out to Ogburn for additional comment and will provide updates when she responds. It was unclear from her apology which portion of the post she had read and which portion prompted her to write, quote, "I love this," when reposting. Several people were quick to comment on her original post, noting that it was offensive, particularly to the many Asians and other minorities in her district. In separate Facebook group posts, a handful of Henrico school stakeholders indicated that they had or were planning to write letters of complaint to the school board indicating their displeasure. Administrators who contacted the citizen indicated that employees who posted or reposted the same thing that Ogburn did would, in the words of one, be, quote, "severely reprimanded," end quote, for doing so. Well, much anticipated news this morning as the Richmond and Henrico health districts will begin registering people in the rest of Phase 1B for COVID-19 vaccines. Officials made the announcement early this morning. The districts had been offering the vaccine only to people in Phase 1A and the first 3 portions of 1B, but now more available vaccine doses have prompted the move to open the entire 1B category. And in Henrico and Richmond, officials also will open the opportunity to be vaccinated to restaurant workers in both localities. They would have had to wait until Phase 1C otherwise. Now, weekly vaccine doses will be allocated in the districts this way: 50% to seniors, 23% to people with qualifying conditions or disabilities, 23% to Phase 1B frontline essential workers, and 4% to Phase 1A frontline essential workers and adults in congregate settings. People within each group of 1B will be prioritized based on factors such as age, race, zip code, level of work-based exposure, and socioeconomic status, among others, according to officials. The RHHD intends to continue administering a number of doses itself through mass events and smaller targeted outreach events to priority communities, and it will be providing some to providers who then will vaccinate their existing vaccine-eligible patient population. On Thursday, during a call with reporters, Henrico Health District Nurse Manager Amy Popovich indicated that most people in the 16 to 64 group would receive doses through partner pharmacies or medical practices rather than at mass vaccination events. Officials opted to add restaurant workers to Phase 1B in both localities because many portions of the localities are underserved by grocery stores, which means that people rely on restaurants more as an important point of access for food. Now, if you've already pre-registered and you do work in the restaurant industry and selected food service as your job while pre-registering, you'll automatically be added to Phase 1B and don't need to do anything else. In addition to the full Phase 1B expansion in Henrico and Richmond, the Chickahominy Health District, which serves Hanover, Goochland, Charles City, and New Kent counties, also is expanding to all of 1B. But the Chesterfield Health District, which serves that county and Colonial Heights and Powhatan, is expanding just to the first 6 groups of 1B. You can read much more at henricocitizen.com by clicking under COVID-19 on COVID-19 vaccinations. Well, today starts the first full week of school in person for all those students of every grade level who selected that option. Students will attend school Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, with Wednesdays virtual for all students. Also beginning this week, school lunches will be available for pickup only on Wednesdays at participating schools. Also on Wednesdays is when buses will deliver food to a number of bus stops countywide. In both cases, meals will be provided for an entire week. Henrico reported just 40 new cases of COVID-19 yesterday. That comes after Saturday's total was just 73. The county is now averaging 52 new daily cases during the past 7 days, according to the Virginia Department of Health. There were only 3 new hospitalizations reported this weekend in the county related to the virus, but 5 new deaths were also reported. A total of 174 new deaths have been reported during the past 2.5 weeks in Henrico related to the virus. The VDH has attributed most of those to a backlog in case reporting that dates back to post-Thanksgiving. About 55,000 people in Henrico now have received at least 1 dose of vaccine, while nearly 30,000 are fully vaccinated. Well, Friday we told you about part 1 of our series examining food insecurity in Henrico County. Now you can read part 2 of that series at henricocitizen.com by clicking on Community. It examines the efforts of a Highland Springs church, which is finding lower than expected interest in food donations, as well as the efforts of a group that delivers food to those in need, and what role the Henrico County Public School System has played. And also on henricocitizen.com today you can check out our sampling of local crime reports from the past week, February 26th through March 4th. Visit henricocitizen.com, click on News, and then Crime. Well, in just a few short months, we will be adding a full-time education reporter thanks to a partnership with the national organization Report for America, which selected us as the only new host newsroom for a reporter this year in Virginia. Our reporter will begin in June, and Report for America will match every donation we receive toward that person's salary up to $25,000. If you'd like to help out, we would love to have your support. You can visit henricocitizen.com/contribute to learn more or make a contribution. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by Henrico County's COVID-19 Emergency Rental Assistance, providing assistance for those who have experienced economic impact related to the virus, such as job loss or furlough. Applications are available at henrico.us/DSS or by calling 501-5294.